Alright, so let's talk about it. I mean, what else can I say? I was on gold today. I was trading this morning, and then I got frustrated with myself because I was trying to force a setup. I felt like I had to get into a trade, and I was not going to accept a losing trade for the day. That just was not going to happen for me. And I got into a couple of setups, and by a couple I mean like fucking 15. And they weren't setups, they were just positions that I was entering at, and I was setting my stop loss, and my stop would either get hit or I would just get in a position and I would feel very uncomfortable where price was going, so I would close the position myself. And ultimately I ended up basically fucking myself up because the market was getting ready to do something that I was not prepared for. I ended up catching the move, which is the funny part, right? The move that I was anticipating, I caught, and once I caught it at a point where my account balance has already gone from $483 down to $73. So I lost over $400. I got into that setup at $73. That's where my account was at. Price continued going down. We ended up making $130 back from all of those losses that we accumulated. So we finally got the setup. We got it. But was it worth it? No, it was not worth it at all. I lost so much money in the process trying to force a setup, trying to catch something that I was just trying to force instead of giving myself leeway or just telling myself, you know what, today's not the day, it's okay, trade another day. I did not do that. I wanted to force it, and I did. Why did I do that? I forced to trade because psychologically and mentally and emotionally, I'm going through some things in my personal life. So when I look at these charts and I start looking at these trade scenarios, my ego gets in the way and I feel like I have something to prove to people. That's not good. That's a consequence that I have to deal with because I chose to go public about the journey that I'm on, not only with you guys on this YouTube channel, but with some people that are in my personal life. Some of them include co-workers. Some of them include people who, I'm not going to say we're in a relationship, but they're people that I definitely loved. And like, I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I'm frustrated. I let ego get in the way. I cut off a friendship recently, right, with a person because of how frustrated I was with that person. And I brought that with me to the markets. Let me just get straight to it as well. I think that women are like, women as a girlfriend, a spouse, a relationship, women as a whole, for me, are a distraction. Because no woman that I have ever met in my life has had the mentality that I have about getting rich and going to the places that I want to get to. And it's very frustrating when you meet someone that's older than you and you have these dreams and they look at you like you're a child because of it. And that's fine. But it's frustrating because it makes me feel sometimes like I have something to prove when I really don't have anything to prove. And I know the journey that I'm on, and I know the progress that I've made, and I know where I'm going. It's just a simple frustration. And when I get in front of these charts, I don't think about it the way I'm thinking about it now. I think about it as, okay, the setup is coming. Let me go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and over leverage a little bit. Get this account to where it needs to be so you can hurry up and get to where you told this person you were going to get to. Why am I doing it for them, though? That's the part that's frustrating me because I have to figure that out. And, you know, it's frustrating because I'm just so tired, bro, with myself, with where I'm at. I made a lot of decisions in the last like 3 years of my life, and I've completely taken myself on these loops, and I've never had the time to sit down and 100% dedicate myself to me. At least not in the last couple of years I haven't. There was a period of time where I did that. When I broke up with my first girlfriend, I was alone for like over a year and some change, and that was the best thing that I could have possibly done. I spent that time literally trading, back testing. Throughout that time, I was making YouTube videos consistently, and my channel was growing as well. But I wasn't ready for all of that back then, and I shied away from it. Imagine now, a couple years later, you know, I have all this experience that I've been behind closed doors. I haven't been uploading YouTube videos, but I've been trading, and I've lost over $12,000 in the markets. And now that I come back, right, I'm coming back with all the things in my personal life, and I'm bringing these things into the market, and that's not how it's supposed to go. It's frustrating for me because I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not there. I'm still down here after 5 years of making the same mistakes and the same errors and going through the same loop with relationships and people, and just nobody understanding my way of thinking is very frustrating, because I feel so alone sometimes, and I get desperate to get the fuck up out of here. And by out of here, I mean my current life circumstances, my situation. I don't want to be down here at the bottom where I'm at right now. I really don't. I don't want to work a regular job. I really don't. That's not for me. Never was, never will be, never has been. But man, these markets will fucking, not these markets, but your perspective of these markets can fuck you up psychologically if you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. And I have to stop looking at it from the wrong perspective, because I'm not doing this for anybody else. At the end of the day, the goal is financial freedom. The goal is that my wife and my kids are gonna have stability, and I want financial stress to not be a thing for my family. I want my family to focus on life and actually living it and experiencing it. And I want my kids to discover themselves and be able to explore what they want to do with their lives. And I'm not gonna baby them or anything, and I'm not gonna spoil them everything. I want them to work hard for what they have, but I also want to make sure that I got them. I got my family. It's funny because I don't even have the family that I'm envisioning in my life. Like, I don't have the wife, I don't have the kids, I don't have none of that. But those are the things that I'm preparing myself for. Alright, long story short, I'm at a point where I have to really sit down and ask myself, what am I doing and why am I doing this? Like, what am I doing this for? What is the purpose behind it? Because if I don't figure out my why, I'm gonna keep making these same mistakes. And my why has to be stronger than my desire to prove something to anybody. Yeah, I want to hold myself accountable. I'm making this public because I want to hold myself accountable. And I also want to reflect on these videos, just like all my past videos that I've made, which of course are private now, but I still watch them, believe it or not. And I've came a far fucking, I've came a long way. What is my why? Why am I doing this? Deep down in my heart, that's something that I already know. But that's the same thing that I have to bring to these markets every single time that I sit down and I'm gonna place a trade. Now, psychologically, this is like my biggest uphill battle right now. It's just my psychology. That's all it is. In terms of pattern recognition, in terms of having profitable trades every month, and in terms of being able to make a certain objective, it's not hard, and it's very much reachable for me now. But I'm at a point where I'm like clashing between my old habits and the new habits that I've been forming. It's like my body and my mind just want to go back to my old ways every single time I sit in front of these markets and I bring my personal life into it. When I think about the things that I don't want to think about, when I get frustrated and I click a button based on those decisions, it throws out all the new habits that I've been fighting for and that I've been building these last couple of years, right? I'm at a point where my old self is fighting my new self. I don't know who's gonna win, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it as a day trader. I really don't know. Like, I've already lost $12,000, and I don't know if I'm gonna be successful. It's just something in my heart that I desire, and it's something that I see happening in my life, but I don't know. The way it's looking because of my behavior, I can feel it and I can know it all I want, but at the end of the day, action is what matters, and actually getting there is what matters. Not thinking about getting there and not thinking about, you know, the actions that I'm supposed to be taking, right? Because I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I just don't do it. And I don't do it when something happens. When something in my life happens, I don't get how I'm supposed to get past this level, right? I don't know how to like go above that, because everything else I'm okay, and I already know how to wait for my setups patiently, which is what I actually do. Now, today was one of those days where I waited patiently, but I didn't stick to my rules. And once I got that loser, I was supposed to be done for the day. And my account was still supposed to be at a $400 balance, which is over 30% of what we our initial gain, right? Because we made a 30% gain on our account initially, and that's what I made a YouTube video about. We would have still been over that 40%, or sorry, that 30% threshold, only because our account was at, I brought it from 300 and some change to $404, I believe, something like that. And then I brought it from there all the way up to 484 or 80 something dollars. And then from there, that's when I started losing all my money. So even if we would have lost our little $20-$30 for the day, that's fine. Our account balance would have still been above our 15% objective for the month, and we still would have been chilling perfectly fine. But because I overtraded, because I let these things get in my brain, and I let it, it's like a fucking, I don't know, it's like a virus. You got to get rid of that shit. This the moment you catch a whiff of what's happening. Right now, I'm like my biggest enemy, and I think that and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get through this, and I'm gonna get through it, and I'm gonna come back on this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna re-up on this account, and it's up to me whether I want to keep making the same dumbass decisions. Am I really tired, bro? Because if I was, I wouldn't be doing the dumb shit that I'm doing now. I'm very disappointed. I'm hard on myself, and I know that, but it's because I know so much better. Oh, I'm gonna let you guys go. I just rambled for a long time. I'll be back within the next 2 weeks with a new video, with a new trade, probably talking about some stuff. But today I was weak, and I paid the consequences for that. I'm crazy. I'm dying to save up $10,000 because these setups that I've been finding recently, I've been able to make my 15% for the month. It's just that my capital doesn't look like much when you're looking at numbers. When you look at percentage gains, of course, it's something, but when you look at the numbers, when you're starting with a low count, it's kind of just like, oh wow, you made $90 for today, or oh, you made $150 for today, or oh, you made $200 this week, cool. But it's not like if I had a $10,000 account and I made a 15% gain on that account today, or I made a 30% gain on that account today, or let's say that I had a $100,000 account and I made a 15% gain. That's different. That kind of money would have me not touching my account for a long time, just because, you know, I'm making half my yearly salary in a day's worth of trading. So what do I need to trade for? I don't have to look at the chart for another 6 months. But let's get back to it, man. I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Drink, probably, look at the charts, listen to music, vibe out, crash out, whatever the fuck. But I'm gonna come back to this YouTube channel when I got my head on straight. Give me like 2 weeks. I'm gonna come back with the account balances. Black Eyes should be gone. By the way, this is the story that I'm not telling anybody until Christmas Day or Thanksgiving, when we're sitting at a table with something to celebrate, because this is one hell of a story and I love it. I gotta take it to the grave for right now. But there's gonna be a moment where I open up and we talk about the crazy shit I had to do, bro. All the sacrifices, all the dumb shit because of you know, the plans and me trying to execute and trying to fucking make something happen, man. But big risk, take big balls, all right? I'm a high risk, high risk, high reward trader. Today I was fucking stupid. No matter how much, you feel me, of a high reward trader I am, there's no reason why I should have taken a stupid amount of risk that I was taking today. Especially under the circumstances, knowing that I'm being emotionally driven to make these decisions. It was fucking stupid. So I'm out of here. I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll break down this setup probably tomorrow, and then yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, but I'm gonna upload it as soon as I'm done. Peace.